The world thinks it knows innovation. It watches Elon Musk unveil the latest electric car, the newest rocket, the newest gadget. Applause erupts, headlines explode, and millions of eyes follow every move. But in the shadows of Africa, something far more extraordinary has been quietly brewing for over a decade. Maxwell Chikumbutso. The name rarely makes global headlines. Few outside tech circles understand the magnitude of what he's built. But his inventions are not just ahead of the curve. They're a full 10 years ahead of what the world considers cutting edge. Imagine an electric vehicle that charges itself, no plugs, no stations, no limits. Imagine energy systems so compact yet powerful that they can run entire communities without touching the grid. Imagine aircraft that defy traditional fuel requirements, soaring silently while conventional engines struggle to lift off. These aren't science fiction. These aren't concepts scribbled on a whiteboard. These are functioning, real-world devices that have been quietly tested and refined. In labs scattered across Africa, Maxwell and his team have been solving problems the world hasn't even started to imagine. While Elon Musk battles regulations, supply chains, and corporate scrutiny, Maxwell's breakthroughs remain unseen, unchallenged, and fully operational. The first hint of this decade-ahead technology surfaced years ago in whispers and videos online. Skeptics laughed. Critics called it impossible. Yet slowly, engineers began to verify, experiment, and confirm. Maxwell's devices worked. They were real. And now, the world is finally waking up. Reports from independent researchers, test demonstrations, and even media glimpses suggest something unprecedented. Technology that can fundamentally change energy, transportation, and communication, all in one decade ahead of what the global mainstream sees. The implications are staggering. Entire industries are at risk. Energy monopolies tremble. Global transportation systems are on the verge of disruption. Nations are quietly watching. Governments are planning, calculating, and asking one question. Who is this Maxwell Chikumbutso? And how is he doing what we thought was impossible? We have managed to get access to parts of his latest demonstrations, and the footage is unlike anything you've seen. Vehicles moving without charging. Power grids running independently. Machines generating continuous energy with zero external input. Some experts are calling it the African quantum leap. Others warn it could trigger geopolitical shifts if this knowledge spreads faster than governments can regulate. And here's the twist. Maxwell didn't build these technologies to dominate. He built them to free the world from constraints, to show that energy and transportation don't need to be monopolized. But with the global spotlight turning toward him, a new battle is beginning. Not of engineering, but of influence, control, and timing. Maxwell's inventions are now visible. The world knows they exist. And the question is no longer if they will change the future, but who will get there first and how the consequences will unfold. And now, we're about to witness the demonstration that will prove beyond doubt why Maxwell Chikumbutso's tech is a decade ahead of Elon Musk. The demonstration takes place in a secluded facility, far from prying eyes. Cameras, lights, and instruments line the space, but the atmosphere is almost reverent, as if everyone present knows they are witnessing something historic. The first vehicle rolls forward. There's no engine noise, no charging cables, no solar panels, just smooth, silent motion. Its tires leave no marks on the concrete. Engineers, some skeptical, some awestruck, watch the readings on their screens. The energy consumption is zero. Yet the speed, acceleration, and stability are flawless. A hush falls over the room. Even the seasoned engineers struggle to comprehend what they're seeing. Then, Maxwell steps forward. Calm, composed, almost serene. He places his hand on a small device beside the vehicle, a compact generator no larger than a backpack. Instantly, lights across the facility flicker, screens stabilize, and power flows seamlessly to every system. This, Maxwell says quietly, is the future of energy. Self-sustaining, limitless, and free from conventional constraints. The camera pans to a larger structure in the corner, a prototype aircraft hovering inches above the ground. It glows faintly, powered entirely by the same principles demonstrated in the vehicle. Slowly, it rises higher, maintaining perfect stability, silent, efficient, almost ethereal. Engineers murmur. Journalists fumble with their cameras. Even the most conservative scientists in the room cannot hide their disbelief. Maxwell continues, moving from one device to another, each demonstration more incredible than the last. Wireless energy transfer powering multiple machines simultaneously. A miniaturized energy core capable of running an entire building. Vehicles that move indefinitely without fuel or recharge. And then the moment that stops everyone in their tracks. Maxwell gestures toward the largest machine in the room, a full-scale energy generator, humming with a steady, low-frequency resonance. He flips a switch. Lights brighten across the facility, then across the surrounding city grid visible through large windows. For the first time, the entire demonstration runs off the local grid, completely independent. The room erupts in applause, but Maxwell raises a hand. Silence returns. "This is only the beginning," he says. "What you see here is a glimpse of what is possible when innovation is unrestricted, and when science serves humanity rather than profit. The world will soon have a choice: embrace it, or watch it change without them." Outside the facility, unknown observers are already recording. Governments, corporations, and media outlets will spread the footage rapidly. Within hours, every corner of the planet will know that Africa is not just participating in technological innovation, it is leading it. And with that realization comes a challenge. The race is no longer about speed, money, or resources. It is about vision, ethics, and who will shape the future first. Maxwell steps back, watching the machines hum, hover, and glow. A quiet smile forms on his face. The work has been done. The legacy is underway. But beyond the walls of the facility, the world is already reacting. Headlines are forming. Analysts are calculating impact. Investors are panicking. And Elon Musk, along with every major global tech player, is suddenly aware of something that changes the rules entirely. Maxwell Chikumbutso is 10 years ahead, and the race has only just begun. Trend worldwide. #MaxwellTech. #self-powered future. #10 years ahead. Analysts scramble to verify the authenticity. Some call it impossible, others label it a hoax. But the data speaks for itself. Independent engineers confirm the energy readings, the efficiency, the self-sustaining loops. The proof is undeniable. In Silicon Valley, boardrooms empty as executives huddle over screens. Investors call frantic meetings. Tesla engineers are seen reviewing footage with wide eyes, whispering among themselves. Elon Musk himself tweets cryptically. Innovation is happening faster than expected. Meanwhile, governments begin convening emergency councils. The Pentagon and DARPA deploy rapid assessment teams. Beijing's Central Tech Bureau calls a secret emergency briefing. Europe, Japan, and the Middle East all activate specialized research units. Everyone wants answers, and everyone wants control. Back in Africa, Maxwell's team prepares for the next phase. The devices demonstrated are only the tip of the iceberg. Hidden within their labs are plans, blueprints, and prototypes capable of scaling these systems to entire cities, even nations, without dependency on fossil fuels, grids, or conventional infrastructure. Maxwell addresses his team quietly. They will try to contain this. They will offer deals, attempt to regulate, maybe even sabotage. But we cannot stop. Humanity deserves this technology, not just the elite. Outside, drones buzz overhead, some corporate, some governmental, trying to get a closer look. But Maxwell systems are already shielding the facility with electromagnetic and resonant interference, keeping intruders at bay. The tech is not just advanced, it is defensive. Simultaneously, ordinary people began experimenting with the leaked blueprints. Open-source communities spring to life overnight, sharing insights, improvements, and miniaturized versions of Maxwell's devices. Small towns in Africa, Asia, and South America start running independent microgrids. The world begins to shift, quietly at first, then rapidly. Energy monopolies start to falter. The automotive industry begins questioning its own reliance on traditional EV batteries. Entire power infrastructures face disruption. And yet, amidst the chaos, Maxwell remains calm. His vision isn't just about technology. It's about redefining how the world views energy, innovation, and power itself. But not everyone is patient. Powerful entities start mobilizing, trying to assert influence, control, and ownership over the technologies Maxwell has made public. Corporate lobbyists, international task forces, and shadowy operatives prepare to intervene. Maxwell knows the next steps will define the future, a global race not just for innovation, but for ethical leadership. Those who understand the technology first will shape humanity's destiny, for better or worse. He looks out over the lab, the self-powered vehicles humming softly, the aircraft hovering silently. His voice is low but firm. This is just the beginning. The world has seen what is possible. Now it must decide what it wants to become. Outside, the sun rises over the African plains, casting golden light across the facility. The stage is set. The race has begun. Within days, the world's attention pivots sharply to Africa. News outlets, tech blogs, and social media are flooded with speculation and analysis. Governments send envoys, corporations dispatch top engineers, and media crews scramble to get a glimpse of Maxwell's facilities. But Maxwell is already one step ahead. His team has deployed mobile units, hidden labs, and secure testing zones across the continent. The technology is not centralized. It is distributed, modular, and nearly impossible to intercept. Meanwhile, international powers begin covertly maneuvering. Private jets land quietly at regional airports, carrying officials in crisp suits. Teams of engineers and scientists begin shadowing Maxwell's open-source communities, trying to reverse-engineer prototypes. In the heart of one lab, a group of journalists and engineers witness a live demonstration. 3 self-powered vehicles connected to a single generator, moving in perfect synchronization across a test track. Lights pulse across the machines, a soft hum fills the air, and energy flows seamlessly between them. No charging, no fuel, no limits. One engineer whispers, awestruck. This changes everything we know about energy. The demonstration is immediately live-streamed. Within hours, millions worldwide watch as the vehicles accelerate, hover slightly, and even power small drones hovering overhead. Analysts on live broadcasts struggle to hide their disbelief. At the same time, global corporations react. Tesla's R&D division initiates emergency review meetings. Oil conglomerates begin lobbying their governments to restrict access to Maxwell's technology. Meanwhile, rival tech giants scramble to develop competing systems, but they are 10 years behind, trying to catch up to innovations already functioning in the real world. Even Elon Musk tweets again, this time more urgently. Watching developments closely. Africa is leading in ways we didn't anticipate. Back in Africa, Maxwell convenes his inner circle. Holographic displays show global energy networks, transportation grids, and industrial systems. Simulations run in real time, highlighting areas where his technologies could be deployed immediately to solve energy shortages, improve transport efficiency, and stabilize unstable grids. Maxwell's voice is calm but commanding. They see the power. They see the potential. But this is not just about who leads in tech. It's about who chooses to use it responsibly. Suddenly, alarms sound in the lab. Not from within, but from outside. Drones, both corporate and governmental, are approaching a nearby test zone, faster, larger, and more numerous than ever before. Some are armed with sensors designed to hack or disrupt electronic systems. Maxwell steps forward to the console. His fingers dance across the controls, activating electromagnetic shields, resonant dampeners, and automated countermeasures. The drones falter midair, then begin dropping harmlessly into the sand below, neutralized before they can reach the core technology. An aide asks nervously, "Sir, will they stop?" Maxwell shakes his head slowly, a slight smile forming. "They will try. But ideas cannot be contained. Not anymore." Outside, the sun sets over the African plains. Shadows stretch across test tracks, glinting off the self-powered vehicles and the hovering aircraft. The race for control has begun, but Maxwell's vision is clear. The technology is for humanity, not for corporations, governments, or borders. And somewhere, in rooms filled with briefings, blueprints, and encrypted communications, the world's most powerful leaders are realizing the truth. Maxwell Chikumbutso is not just ahead of Elon Musk. He has rewritten the rules of innovation entirely. Over the next week, Maxwell's technology begins to ripple across the globe. Independent engineers in Asia replicate small-scale devices using the open-source plans. Rural communities in South America start running microgrids powered entirely by Maxwell's self-sustaining generators. Even European tech universities experiment with airborne drones powered wirelessly, inspired by Maxwell's demonstrations. In Washington, top officials hold emergency meetings. Analysts warn that the technology could disrupt not just energy markets, but entire geopolitical alliances. Corporations that once dominated electric vehicle production now scramble to assess how quickly they can catch up and whether they even can. Meanwhile, in China, senior government engineers convene a secret conference. Data from reconnaissance drones and leaked footage show Maxwell's vehicles and energy systems in action. The room is tense. One scientist whispers, "If we don't act, Africa will leap ahead of the world in energy and transportation, and there's nothing we can do to stop it." Back at Maxwell's main facility, he walks along a line of vehicles and aircraft, each humming silently, powered endlessly by the energy cores he perfected years ago. The team gathers around him, waiting for instructions. "It's time," Maxwell says quietly. "Time to show the world what is possible, not just what is functional, but what is scalable, sustainable, and free." A demonstration is prepared on a scale never attempted before, a convoy of self-powered vehicles moving in perfect formation across a desert highway, powering nearby structures wirelessly, while drones overhead relay live footage globally. As the convoy begins to move, satellites and news networks pick up the signals instantly. Millions of people watch in real time as Maxwell's technology transforms energy and transportation before their eyes. But the global reaction is mixed. Some celebrate, calling it the dawn of a new era. Others panic, fearing the collapse of oil markets, traditional EV industries, and power monopolies. Intelligence agencies begin sending agents to track Maxwell's facilities, while corporations quietly try to bribe, influence, or acquire the technology. Even Elon Musk releases a public statement. "We recognize Maxwell Chikumbutso's work. It is extraordinary. The world will follow his lead." Yet Maxwell does not respond with pride or confrontation. He knows that true change will not come from recognition. It will come from adoption, from people using this technology responsibly, and from nations embracing the shift rather than resisting it. Suddenly, alerts flash across the lab's main screens. Unauthorized drones are approaching from multiple directions, some equipped with advanced surveillance, others potentially armed. Security systems engage automatically. Electromagnetic shields flare to life. Pulses of energy neutralize incoming threats, and the convoy continues uninterrupted outside. One of the engineers asks nervously, "Sir, can they escalate further?" Maxwell looks out at the desert horizon, where the convoy glides seamlessly, and smiles faintly. They can try, but they cannot stop an idea whose time has come. As night falls, the desert glows with energy cores, vehicle lights, and the faint hum of technology that seems almost alive. Across continents, millions watch in awe and disbelief. And somewhere in boardrooms, government facilities, and corporate towers, leaders realize the chilling truth. The rules of innovation have changed. Maxwell Chikumbutso is not just ahead of Elon Musk. He is shaping the future on his own terms. As night blankets the desert, the convoy of self-powered vehicles glows faintly, humming with energy that seems almost alive. The hovering aircraft and generators pulse softly, illuminating Maxwell's team standing resolute beside their creations. Narrator. For the first time, humanity witnesses technology that isn't constrained by fuel, grids, or the limitations of conventional engineering. A technology that promises to redefine energy, transportation, and progress itself. Across the world, reactions are instant. Some governments scramble to understand. Some corporations panic, and millions of people watch in awe as the reality sinks in. Africa, once overlooked in the race for technological dominance, now leads the world in innovation. Maxwell turns to his team, calm but determined. This is not just about invention. It's about giving the world a choice: progress or stagnation, freedom or dependence. The future is here, and it belongs to everyone. The convoy begins to move smoothly into the night, its lights tracing arcs across the desert horizon. The aircraft joins, hovering effortlessly above. The hum of endless energy fills the air, a symphony of a new era. Narrator: Maxwell Chikumbutso's inventions were never about fame or fortune. They were about possibility, about what humanity can achieve when imagination meets perseverance. And now, the world will never be the same. The camera pans high above the desert, showing the vehicles and aircraft as tiny beacons of hope in a vast, dark landscape. Slowly, the screen fades to black.